When it comes to digital design, would you consider yourself more like Michelangelo or Picasso? Or would you say that your skills are closer to those who still eats their peas with their fingers? Then you are in luck, because today I'm going to be showing you how to create fabulous designs with a web-based software called Canva. If you enjoy watching videos that help you learn, then I hope that you'll consider clicking the subscribe button and the little bell icon underneath this video so you'll be notified the minute I create a video and upload it to YouTube. Okay, without further ado, let's dive in. Okay, the first thing you're going to want to do is go to canva.com. You'll be presented with the login screen. So, if this is your first time joining, you could choose to sign up with Google, sign up with Facebook, or sign up with your email. However, since I already have an account, I'm going to click Login, put my email and my password. And then you're presented with the main Canva screen. To your left, you're going to see a brief menu. And to your right, for the main portion of the screen, you're going to have the option to create a design, or you could check out some templates that are popular. Instagram posts, social media, Facebook posts, and so on. If you look under Create a Design, these are all the templates that Canva provides to you. And if you hover over any of these templates, underneath you will see the dimensions. If you click this arrow to the right, you'll see even more templates. And Canva has a lot of templates. There's probably a lot here that you could use, but if you have custom dimensions and they're not presented here, you just would click on custom dimensions, enter your width and your height, change the measurement, whether it's pixels, inches, millimeters, centimeters, and then click Create a New Design. So for this tutorial, I'm going to be creating a YouTube video thumbnail. So right here, I'll click on this template, and I will be presented with the open canvas, the workspace. To your left, you're going to see templates here that Canva suggests. If you hover over the templates and it says free, then there's no cost to you, obviously. However, if you hover and there's no free word here, when you click on it, you'll see a watermark and some type of grid. So depending on whether you want to purchase your template or not, for this tutorial, we're going to, let me remove this. And we're just going to start from scratch. So, to your left, you'll see templates, photos, and these are photos that Canva provides to you. Again, you could choose, you could search also. So, if I want to search, for example, cupcake, I guess it matters if I spell it correctly. You'll see some photos here that Canva, again, if it says free, the photo is free. Otherwise, you would have to purchase it. Click the X to clear and go back to the generic photos. Underneath that is elements. This tab basically is where you're going to be looking for a lot of your elements for Canva. So you have grids, charts, frames, stickers, shapes, lines, and so on. Underneath the Elements tab is another important tab. This is your text. So here is where you're going to be adding the words that, or the titles that you're going to want for your graphic or your project. Underneath text is videos, fairly new to Canva, and you can actually put in little videos if you want to create a video project. Underneath videos is background, just multiple backgrounds. If you don't want a background but want a solid color, then you'll click up here. If there are no colors here, you would just click this little palette, click the plus, and then you could choose a custom color. Underneath the background tab is uploads. So here is where you can upload an image to Canva that's from your computer. You would just click on upload an image or video. It'll present to you with your dialog, the upload dialog, and then you would proceed from there. And then below is folders, and I'll get to that later in the video. So for right now, we are going to create a YouTube thumbnail from scratch. So I want a background. The white is kind of boring. And let's create a video for cupcakes, because clearly I've got cupcakes on the brain, which means probably after this video I'm gonna snag it. Anyway, so I'll choose a background here. I think I like solid color here. Nice little gradient. Now, if I like this, but I'm not crazy about this turquoise or teal color, if I select it, you'll see that there's a blue border around this element, the background element. I click color, and I could choose some of these default colors, purple. Or if I want to choose a custom color, perhaps for my branding, I would just click this plus sign, and then I could choose and drag a color. And that's kind of cool because it has kind of a purple that leads to green. So let's, you know what, let's go with that. Okay, so here's my background. Once I have it selected, I have a couple of other options. If you go here, this is transparency. This is basically the opacity of your background. Now, because the background has nothing behind it, you may not notice a change, but if you have something behind an element, this is when it will show through, and I'll get to that in a moment. So we have the background. Now let's go ahead and add our picture of cupcakes. I'm going to look at frames. Frames is an awesome addition to Canva because you have so many frames here that you could choose from. And let's say because I'm creating a video tutorial on how to make cupcakes, I may want to have a computer. So I choose this, nice little computer. And anything that's in this sort of, with a little sheep, this little landscape, is where the picture will show through. So you can adjust this frame just by dragging it. And again, it's surrounded by a blue border. So that is how I know it's selected. And I'm going to go to my uploads because I had uploaded this cupcake picture. I'm going to grab it, hold it down, and drag it. Now, if I drag it over the computer, watch what happens. It is framed by the computer. So now, when I drag the frame, the cupcake picture is inside. It's pretty cool. Okay, so I've got the frame of the cupcakes, and now I want to tell my viewers, my subscribers, what this tutorial is about. So we need some text. So I'm going to click on text. Here are some combinations. Again, these are suggestions by Canva. However, I like to create by scratch, so I'm going to click add a heading. Now, if you notice the heading here, it's again surrounded by a blue border, tells me it's selected. I can have some other features here. For example, I can change the font. I want to change it to, let's see this one. Not so much. Let's see. Here's one, Alpha Slab 1. I sort of like that. I could change the size of this font in a couple ways. One, I could click here and choose a size and it makes it larger or smaller. I could also drag the bottom corner, and if you look up here, you'll see that it actually changes as I adjust it. So I'm going to make it nice and large so that way people on mobile devices could see it. Now, I like the font, and let's say I want to change the, let's see, got to change the title. create yummy cupcakes. It's kind of huge, but for now we're just going to work with this. I'm going to choose the whole font. Here's where I can change the alignment. I'm going to center it, and I'm not crazy about that color, so I'm going to click on the font, the title, choose colors, and let's see a different color. Something that's, you know what, I'm going to choose a custom color, so maybe a darker green. There we go. You could change the spacing. So you could change the spacing of the letters to change the spacing. You could change the line height, bring it up, bring it down. So now that I've got the title and I've got the image, I want to show you something called layering. So if I wanted to have, currently the title is in front of the image. If I click this, the frame is bordered in blue, and I go to position, I could choose forward, and it would put it in front of the font or title element. That's not what we want to do, so I'm going to choose the title, position, and click forward. What I also want to point your attention to is you could click top, middle, bottom, right, center. So you could do center, middle, and you could have it perfectly centered in your graphic. So I'm going to do top. And again, this is a tutorial on how to create a thumbnail, so it's probably not the best tutorial to watch on what makes a great thumbnail. So that's a whole nother tutorial that I'll get into. But for right now, let's say, you know, I like this, but I want it to stand out a little bit more, so I'm going to choose the title and duplicate. So now I have the exact same title. I'm going to change this to white, and then I'm going to just put it just a little bit here. I could actually use my arrow keys, and so you can see it gives a little bit of a shadow, a little dimension, makes it a little bit more interesting. And remember what I said about transparency or opacity? I click on here, and I could change the opacity so that the font actually shows up a little bit more. Now, that's of course creative choice, but let's see if we could add something else. Let's close out of frames and click. Well, you know what? Let's search icons cupcake. Here we go. Look at this. You have a whole list. We want something free, so that, you know what? I kind of like this one. The colors sort of go. I'm going to click here. I could also rotate, put it in front like this. And again, let's say I don't like the colors of each item. Up here, you'll see the colors. So if I want this green to be a different color, click on the green, choose purple. It's just that easy. All right, so I've created this thumbnail, and now I want to save it, or I shouldn't say save, because as you work in Canva, the nice thing is it saves as you go, but I want to title it or label it. So I'm just going to create this and call it Cupcake YouTube Thumbnail. Hit return. So now when I click on home, it brings me back to the main page. Here under your designs, you will see Cupcake YouTube Thumbnail. Now, even though it says could not load image, don't worry, it's just taking some time. Because if I click on it, it brings me back here. So click on home, and there we go. Once you have it here, you can organize it. So I click on the three dots, I can make a copy of the image, move the folder, download and such. But right now, for time's sake, I'm just going to move it to a folder. I'm going to create a new folder and call it YouTube Thumbnails. It'll still be here, but watch what happens when I go to folders. I have a new folder called YouTube Thumbnails. Click on here, and I click on this. I can make a copy, I could edit it, and it brings us right back to our edit screen. So what's nice is Once you work on it and it saves, you could edit it. My suggestion is make a copy if you want to make major changes so you always have the original. So we've created this. We've created the thumbnail, and now we need to save it to our computer. Easy enough. We just click here and click download. You can also create a share link, put it to a Facebook page, email to someone if you click show more, send it to a Facebook group, Google Drive, Dropbox, etc. But my suggestion, and so is Canva's suggestion, is to just download it. I suggest downloading it as a PNG. That's probably the easiest format. You can just change it to JPEG and such, but PNG is a good, PNG, I guess, is a good. So I hit download. And if I click here, if you look here, it's in my downloads. So I just click on here, and there we are. There's the image. Now it's on my computer. I could upload it to YouTube, to Facebook, email it to a friend, and you're all set to go. Well, that's Canva. As you can see, the possibilities are pretty endless. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, I would really appreciate you clicking subscribe if you haven't already. Give this a thumbs up, and in the comments below, I ask a favor. What are ways that you could see yourself using Canva? Is it for Facebook marketing? Is it for creating birthday graphics for your friends? Go ahead and comment below, and I look forward to interacting with you down there. So until next time, thank you for watching and have a blessed day.